I did something for all of you homeschoolers. I expanded the curriculum list that I have on my website. Most of you already know how to find it. If you go, you can go to this link right here. You should also subscribe there and sign up there. But really, this is where you're going for today. Though this would really help me out. You're going to come to the list that you normally see, but I've simplified some things. Since there are so many links, I tried to consolidate the websites that you can find things on down to christianbook.com and Amazon. That way, as you're getting things out of each different age group, you're only building one shopping cart. Now, there's some that I just have to send you to that site, but for the most part, I just tried to make it a little bit easier. Also, to sort out the secular and faith-based ones, I put a cross near anything that is Christian-based, and I put a Star of David on anything that's Jewish. And if it doesn't have anything, that means it's secular, non-religious. But here's what I'm most excited that I added for you. Right here, these daily schedule printouts. There's, again, a faith-based one and a secular one. And this is what my kids use every single day. When you open that up, it's going to be a full sheet of paper, but print that out and then laminate it. And rather than lesson plan, this is what I do. It's 2 chapters in a book each day, 1 history lesson, 1 math lesson, 1 science lesson, your chores, read your daily proverbs, and check your screen time. On the secular one, I changed out the daily proverbs with read a motivational book or a virtue book. Something that's like growth and development. Build that muscle memory of continuously trying to improve themselves. The reason I like this is because rather than lesson plan out a whole bunch of things, if you miss a day or if you only get half of the stuff done, you just do the same thing the next day. Like, we don't play catch up or anything like that. It's just like you need to read 2 chapters today, not like you need to make up for it. I school all year round, so it's okay if they skip a day here or skip a day there. Now, not all of my children are on this curriculum because some of them are more delight-directed learning. Delight-directed means that they are choosing what they want to learn and that it's robust enough to be a full education. However, for the ones who just don't want to do that or they want more structure, this is the structure. I also keep the check your screen time on there because that's a principle they're going to have to learn for the rest of their life. Better to build that muscle memory early. All right, now let's get into the curriculum. Now I broke it down into age groups instead of grade levels. Grade levels are something that's really functional for traditional schooling, but it doesn't translate to homeschooling nearly as much. And you don't have to be guarded by the rigorousness of different grade levels. Meaning, if somebody is not learning as quickly, you can use a grade level behind, but they're not really behind because they're on their own schedule. And if a child is really advanced in something, they can go ahead. And sometimes, like most of my children, they're ahead in some and they're behind in others because it's just like the difference between English and history people versus math and science people. It's different brains. And so going by age allows you to customize your children's education more. Now, I don't use any kind of curriculum prior to the age of 7. However, I put a couple in here if you do want to use something. 5 in a Row and Good and the Beautiful are both full curriculums. They're not enough that it's going to make you lose your mind, but I think they're enough that you'll feel like you're doing something and it'll get them used to doing some kind of school if that's what you choose. ABC Mouse and Homer are early learning apps that are going to give you more of a full curriculum feel if you want to do something online. I use ABC Mouse as my son's school time and he just plays it until he's done. I don't force him to follow the path. I don't force him to do anything. I let him go and figure his way out in there. And when he's done, he's done. Again, he's 4 years old, so it's not like we need to be rigorous right now. Moving on to ages 7 to 10. Now, in my own personal philosophy, I don't like the online learning programs at this age. My hyper focus for my kids at 7 to 10 is for them to be proficient readers and to begin the foundations of math. Usually around 8, I add in teaching textbooks math. That's their first math. Up until then, it's mental math. I like the Apology of Science books because they're great reader books. They're written in a conversational style. I've used them forever. I really enjoy them. Now, that's a science curriculum from a Christian standpoint. I also added in Real Science Odyssey, and that doesn't have any faith-based presuppositions in there. There are a lot of different curriculum styles in here, so make sure you go through and learn a little bit about them. And if you get lost, at the top of this page is my email address, so you can email me directly so that I can try and help. Which again is why you should subscribe to YouTube because I'll post it over there. Moving on to ages 10 to 14, this is where I start to add in the online curriculums because I think this is a good time for it. Power Homeschool and K-12 are all fully online curriculums. And this list actually scrolls down. I couldn't get it all in one screenshot. But up here is the Amazon book list that I recommend. And I have this in each different age group. And I will continuously update this as books come to mind that I'm like, oh yeah, we need to add that one. Moving down to ages 15 and 16, this is the time that I really start being emphatic on them, on looking at what they want to learn. Do you need to learn history? Absolutely. How are you going to learn history? Let's figure out what you want to do. So I make this very interactive. Now, the only co-op that I have included in here is Classical Conversations. That's nationwide. It is a faith-based co-op. However, I know several non-faith-based families that go to it. But it's a classical style of education, so you're always going to get some kind of biblical something in there. However, I don't think there's enough that truly offends somebody who's not of faith. At least not the people I know who go. And the last thing I put in for ages 17 all the way up through adults. One, I put in a self-development reading list that I think all adults should know. That's you, that's your kids who are 17 and up. These are just really good books to help you function really well in the world, in the workplace, so on and so forth. A lot of books about building good habits, about talking to people, about different skills that you can polish. All the skills that we need in order to navigate the world, I put those on that list. Now, I put Western Governors University on here. This is a really inexpensive when it comes to college type program. This is great for even people who want to go back to school as adults. It's somewhere between $3,500 to $5,000 per semester. That includes your books, and it's all the courses that you want. There are many different degree programs out there, and I really like how it's set up. Complementing that is Study Hall, which is Hank Green's company, which is essentially learning everything that you want to and then getting the college credits after the fact. Two other schools that are online are Southern New Hampshire University and Strayer University. They also have degree programs that are completely online. College Board is a college alternative, which is basically you going and clepping tests, which is like taking the test. Like you study independently, you clep the test, but you get the college credits. And they do have several ways to be able to get degrees. All of their information is on there. North Central Technical College is an all-online technical college that you'll be able to get different certifications. From looking through the list, this one seems to have the most fully online programs available. So let's say you're a mom who's staying home with your kids, but you really want to get your degree, or if you want to get your certification in something, here, or actually any of these are really good alternatives for you having to go to actual physical classes. I'm trying to always think of the way that you will be able to be home educating your children and still be able to enrich your lives. And then when your children graduate high school, they can move on and utilize some of these things and save some money. Last but not least is the Micro Works Foundation. And Mike Rowe is a national treasure because of the things that he does when it comes to trades, and the fact that he's brilliant. But this provides scholarships to people who are wanting to go into trades. Now, what does this curriculum list mean to you? This means that I've gone through and done all the heavy lifting to make sure that you can go through all these different curriculums, sort through them, and figure out which one you think will work for your kids. Now, if you are brand new to homeschooling, do not go and spend thousands of dollars on anything. The best thing you can do is go to the Amazon book lists that I have and just go check them out from the library, not even buy them. Pick one science book, one history book. Or you can go and get the YWAM biographies, and that will count for both reading and history. And you are going to ease your way into homeschooling. This schedule right here does not rule you. No schedule should rule you. No curriculum should rule you. You rule you. You rule your home. And if a schedule is not working for your family or a curriculum's not working for your family, pitch the curriculum and the schedule, because you are there to serve your family and make sure that your family is thriving. And if you make huge investments up front, it's going to be a little bit more difficult when you want to pivot. So see if there's like a used curriculum group in your area on social media, or go to eBay or Amazon and find the used ones. That way you're not making as tremendous of an investment and you're still able to educate your kids. Now, I am currently working on a full deschooling book that's going to be able to help you in the first 90 days when you take your kids out of school and then you start homeschooling, to help you really go through that process. However, that's not available immediately. I'm working on it. Like, I had a long weekend, so I worked one day on that, and then I worked 3 days on everything you've just seen. So I guess I didn't have a long weekend. I had the days off of my real job. We'll say it that way. Anyway, please feel free to share this with whomever you want to so that they can find these tools too. If you have any issues downloading it, let me know, because I tried a new way to get you to be able to download this, and I don't know if it's going to work until somebody clicks it. It worked for me, but I'm signed in, so let me know if it works for you. And like I said, you can either leave comments here to be able to get some more guidance, or shoot me an email at the email address above. And I hope all of this helps you.